invite up his colleague, Jeff Hagins, who's going to talk about the architecture side of this. You may have seen Jeff, actually. He was on the main stage yesterday. And both of them have done quite a bit at Smart Things. So Jeff Hagins, please come on up on stage. Thanks so much to have you again.
Yeah. Thanks, Jared. So I want to talk to you for a few minutes this morning about the concept of abstraction and the importance of abstraction in building what we call an open architecture for the Internet of Things. We live in an increasingly abstract world. Everybody in this room uses technologies every single day that depend on dozens of layers of abstraction just to function. And over the last 20 years, we've actually added even more layers. And most of us don't actually know how all that stuff really works. You know, even technologists may appreciate what something like TCP/IP does for us, but it doesn't mean that we actually understand how it works at a low level. And that's actually a good thing, because abstraction powers innovation. Right? Without abstraction, technology innovation would actually move at a snail's pace. And without enough abstraction, it would move even slower. And we know that because before the internet, technology evolution actually did move at a snail's pace. So what are the key layers of abstraction for the Internet of Things? Right? What are the things that are going to help us move the Internet of Things from the nascent to the mature? First is what we call the physical graph. The physical graph creates a virtual representation of the real-world objects. When I interact with the virtual representation of an object, it changes the physical object in the real world. And when I interact with the physical object, it changes the virtual representation of the object. And that's good because it makes it easy to interact with the real world without knowing how this stuff actually works. Second is security. We have to have security on top of the physical graph. In order for the Internet of Things to take off, we all have to be comfortable and feel secure about using it. And a lot of people are quick to point out potential vulnerabilities of the physical graph or the Internet of Things. But security done correctly is also a feature, because a physical key to open your door is just a key. But a virtual key can work only on certain days or only for certain people. Right? It adds functionality. Third is visibility and control of things. And this isn't for users, but for developers. How do I access the Internet of Things as a developer and access the objects and control them? And done correctly, it allows me as a developer to deal with something more like this instead of something like this. And that's important because it reduces friction for the developers and the makers that are helping to realize this vision. Layer 4 is discovery and intelligence, the application of applications to the physical graph. Right? How do I make it do what I want it to do and add value into my personal life? And we need to think about the paradigm that we want to have here. Is it an open marketplace where I can go and discover applications that meet my needs? Or is it a set of closed proprietary solutions? Perhaps there's actually room for both. The layer 5 is predictability. Predictability makes sense of all the massive data that the Internet of Things is going to collect in order to analyze that data, understand past behaviors, and help predict future needs. It takes all that data and turns it into the ability to automate applications, to be able to create an application for you based on your past behaviors and past events. Putting it all together, we get an architecture, a layered architecture, a set of abstractions that start to inform what a set of standards might look like for the Internet of Things. We're missing some standards right now for the Internet of Things. And we believe in an architecture that provides a loose coupling between all of these layers, because a loose coupling instead of a tight coupling is going to provide more choice for users, but also it's going to power more rapid innovation. We believe in the idea of open standards for these layers. While we're building a solution, I'd like to see standards for every single one of these layers so that you can plug in at whatever layer you want to in order to interact. And it's important to recognize that this isn't all just cool and fun. The potential for the Internet of Things is to solve real and important problems for consumers, businesses, and society as a whole. It's not all just about turning on my hot tub remotely. Abstraction plus loose coupling plus open standards equals success. Right? If we can address as a community these concepts, these requirements, and define a set of open standards, then we'll all be more successful as we bring the physical graph online. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.